grateful to our sponsors, Kelly Stafford with Stafford Tree Service, and also Black Kow Cow Manure. If you need your trees trimmed locally, remember Stafford Tree Service at staffordtreesvc.com. And please visit Black Kow Cow Manure, that's K-O-W. Remember, both of the contact details are in the description below. If you want to increase your calm, you might think about planting an areca palm. Now, the areca palm is sometimes called the yellow palm or golden palm, and you might make it a bit more green with some magnesium, but they tend to be somewhat on the yellow or golden side. That seems to be, well, the nature of the beast. They do make a nice hedge plant. If you want something that's full and thick and you don't want to have something that is, wire like a chain link fence or even maybe a wooden fence, you could use these as a natural hedge fencing plant. It's often used inside. The areca palm kind of gets a bad rep, but you can see here in a nice looking container, you could have it as an office plant. Why would you want it as an office plant? Well, it helps to take in things like benzene. It takes in formaldehyde. It takes in carbon monoxide. Those are some gases that you'd rather have stored into the plant than into you. So the areca plant makes a nice office, a nice plant in commercial settings. It is often used in malls, and it can be used where conditions can be controlled. Now, it doesn't really like freezing conditions. So if you're going down below freezing, you might want to protect it. It's going to be injured some. Usually you'll get some burn. Now, you get some browning on the leaf on occasion anyway, and you may get a little bit of yellowing. This one has a tiny bit of fungus on it. Not enough to really worry about spraying it probably, but if you did, you might use something with zinc or manganese, something like dithane could be used, or just go into your local nursery garden supply store if you had a bunch of spotting on the leaves and say, look, I think I've got a foliar fungus according to the Greenthumb guy, and what can I use that will be helpful? And they'll have a whole counter of things. The zinc and manganese to me may not be organic, but I look at it differently than I do something that's totally a test tube made chemical. I like to go with more organics where I can. As far as soil, I would improve the soil. They'll grow in just about any good soil, but adding peat, cow manure, improving that soil is usually worth its while. You're going to make a nice plant that gets to be, well, outside they'll get to be 20 feet tall. Now, of course, the container can keep it small. If you can keep that root system constricted, you'll keep it to the size of the container. But they may outgrow that size of the container, and you may have to, and the term in the nurseries is stepping it up. You may want to step it into a larger container. But that doesn't have to be done very often. They take being pot bound pretty good. But when you do, often you'll see it in a soil where there's little pieces of bark and peat and other organic matter, just so it also has good air drainage. Remember, the plant will help to improve the air quality in your home, and it makes an excellent hedging plant. If you're trying to block you and the neighbor, this may be the plant for you. Sometimes called the bamboo palm, sometimes called the golden palm or yellow palm. So it does have that natural kind of yellowness to the stems. That's just part of the plant. So don't get too alarmed by that. As far as its growth, it'll grow well in most areas where there isn't freezing conditions. And if you have it in freezing conditions, bring it in and make it a potted plant in your porch, or maybe where it's going to be protected inside a winded area, window where we have something where we can make sure there's a heat source. Now there again, I wouldn't have hot air blowing on top of the plant either. So if you've got a heating duct, don't put it directly under there, put it near a pretty bright window so it can build up enough energy through photosynthesis. The plant is a good one for your lawn and landscape, and as a patio or plant that you can use in a patio or porch area. We do, of course, always thank you for telling your neighbors and friends about our show, and that they become subscribers. We thank you very much for that. And as always, thanks for watching.